Audio. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, good evening. Please, if you are live and you can hear me clearly, please type yes. Type yes, comment yes, so that I will know you are ready. Let me see your comments. Please comment yes. If you can hear me clearly, comment yes. Can you see comment there? Okay. Okay, that's right. That's right. Please, we are very sorry for starting behind schedule. We had some technical issues and we have been trying to sort it out. But thank God we are back now. All right, I can see. Thank you everyone, thank you. All right, don't worry, I'm going to be very fast so that you can go and do your various activities. So sorry. So like we always do, I will give you the structure, the course structure, the number of topics you are expected to have in this course. Altogether, we have 5 different topics, and the first topic is nature of language. Nature of language, where we have taught you meaning of language, features or characteristics of language, functions of language, different language skills, then uses of English language in Nigeria. Those are the subtopics under topic number 1. Then the second topic is study skills, where we have taught you the 2 major study skills for students in the higher institution of learning, and the 2 study skills are note taking and note making. So still under that topic, we discussed reading, meaning of reading, types of reading, bad reading habits, and some other topics like that. That are still under study skills. We discussed the dictionary, different use of the dictionary, meaning of dictionary, types of dictionary, and so on. And still under that, we discussed use of the library. So under that, we have discussed different types of library, then how to locate information in the library. Okay, so after that, the next topic is grammatical convention. Under that, we have taught you several grammatical units, meaning of grammar itself, then classes of words, traditionally called parts of speech. Then after that, the next topic is paragraphing, meaning of paragraph, types of paragraph, qualities of a good paragraph, and so on. Then the next one is literature in English. Under literature in English, we have discussed meaning of literature, then the literary genres, then different figures of speech and literary terms, and so on. So the question we are going to treat will cover every aspect of the course. And when we get to a question, each question, I'm going to be explaining some of the important items to you. So I just want you to listen carefully. Any topic that you missed in class, I will discuss them here. Then you'll be good to go for the exam. Okay, so we are now going straight to discussing the past question. The first past question we are going to discuss is 2024-25, just the immediate past question. So that's 2024-2025, and we are going to take one of the options. I think we are starting with option A. Option A. So you will have you already have the past question on the screen. That is 2024-2025, option A. Okay. So if you have said, just comment ready, then we go to the past question straight. Then I will be explaining any new topic or any topic I think I should give more explanation. Then I will do that immediately. All right, ready. Very good. Now it means we are ready. Now let's have the past question in full. Please, Sam. We have it halfway. All right, the past question is already on the screen. I'm starting from question number 1. Okay, let's go, please. Question number 1. Now, this is the structure of your exam. You are going to have section A as objective. The objective is just fill in the gaps. If you notice, you have gaps. You have several gaps. Those gaps, each of them will give you 1 mark. So it means the number of gaps you have to fill will determine the number of marks you are going to get. So 1 gap, 1 mark. So altogether, you must have 40 gaps to fill. 40 gaps to fill, or 40 questions to answer. Then you are going to. It means you are going to supply 40 different answers. Very simple. Very simple. This is the section where you can determine your fate for the exam. Okay. Now, if you are able to do it very well, if you score something like 30, 35, in fact, we have to do less in your theory part. Now, let's go. Question number 1. Question number 1. Let's have the question again. Okay. Dash is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols used by members of a speech community to communicate and interact. You already know the answer. All right. That is language. Language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols used by members of a speech community to communicate and interact. The answer to that one is language. Language. Number 2. Every normal human is endowed with the innate ability to naturally speak or learn a minimum of 1 language. True or false? True or false? Just cast your mind back to features of language. One of the features is innate. The innateness of language. That language is innate, which means language is inborn in everybody. Everybody has ability to speak at least 1 language once born. Okay, the answer is true. So every normal human is endowed with the innate ability to naturally speak or learn a minimum of 1 language. That is true. Question number 3. Dash and dash are the receptive language skills. All right, quickly, let me explain this to you. Now, for language skills, you remember we have 4 language skills, but they are broadly divided into 2 categories. Number 1, we have receptive skills. Then we have number 2, expressive skills. Receptive skills are those that we use to receive information. And when you want to receive information, it's either you listen or you read. So reading and listening are the 2 receptive skills in any language. But the other 2, which are expressive skills, they are used to express your opinion, your feelings, your thoughts. So we call them expressive skills, and they are just 2. It's either you write to express yourself or speak to express yourself. So we have, for receptive skills, for expressive skills, we have speaking and writing. So for this question, dash and dash are the receptive language skills, which means skills that we use to receive information, they are reading and listening. So those are the two receptive skills, reading and listening. Did you get that right? Listening and reading are the two receptive skills. Then number 4, question number 4. Okay, question number 4. The process of developing collected facts from a lecture into a more meaningful and detailed form for future use is dash. The process of developing the notes you have taken in class into readable form. If you remember, that is note making. That is note making. So the answer to number 4 is note making. The process of developing collected facts from a lecture into a more meaningful and detailed form for future use is note making. Note making. The other one is note taking. That is what you do in class. That gives you ability to jot down important ideas in class. That is note taking. The one that will follow that is note making after class. Then you develop the notes. Number 5. Some uses of the dictionary are dash, dash, and dash. We have several uses of the dictionary. What do we use dictionary for? Many of you don't know that apart from checking meaning of words, we also use dictionaries for some other purposes. Now, for example, we use dictionary to check meaning of words. That is number 1. Number 2, we use dictionary to check spellings of words. That's number 2. Number 3, we use dictionary to check the correct pronunciation of words. That is the transcription. Most dictionary will have the translation of the exact word you are checking there. That is number 3, to check correct pronunciation of words. Then number 4, we use dictionary to check origin of word. That is etymology. That is to check the origin of words. The origin of, in some dictionary you will see a word that they say originated from French or from German. So different origin of words can be checked in a dictionary. Now, all right, number 6. Yeah, fine. We use to check spelling, to check pronunciation, to check word origin, then to check meaning. Those are the uses of dictionary. Number 6, dash is the process of recognizing and understanding the nature of the linguistic symbols that constitute a written language. The ability to recognize and interpret symbols. What is it? Anyone? Anybody? Number 6, dash is the process of recognizing and understanding the nature of the linguistic symbols that constitute a written language. That is, yes, that is reading. Number 6 is reading. Thank you. Yeah, reading is correct. Reading. The ability to interpret written symbols is reading. Then number 7, dash is a library owned by an individual and is hardly made available to users outside the owner's family. A library that is owned by private individual is called private library. Private library. That is the answer. So we have other types of library. We have public library, which is owned by the government. Anybody can go there to read. We have private library, which is owned by individual, and so on. Okay, then number 8, dash is referred to as the blueprint for correctness and a system of rules governing the arrangement of words into sentences. Now, the topic number 3 is grammatical convention. We have discussed meaning of grammar. Grammar means the set of rules that guide the way expressions are made in any language. Grammar means the set of rules that guide the way expressions are made in any language. So the answer to that question is grammar. So grammar is referred to as the blueprint for correctness and a system of rules governing the arrangement of words into sentences. That is grammar. Number 9, mention the name of the protagonist in the studied text in class. Do you remember the studied text? What is the title of the literature text we read? What is the title? If you remember, this is it. Okay, so that is the literature text that we read in class. So the answer now, mention the name of the protagonist in the study text in class. All right, let me quickly explain something to you. In literature, we have three genres of literature: drama, prose, and poetry. Now, the one we study in class is one of the three genres of literature. Prose is any story that is written in chapters. Prose is any story that is written in chapters. That is using narration to tell story. That is for prose. And it is written in chapters. But that is different from drama. Drama uses act and scene to develop a story. And it is the major instrument of drama is conflict, so which is different from prose. So in any story, there will be protagonist and antagonist. Protagonist is the person who is trying to do what the audience would like, who actually have everything that the audience would desire. And the antagonist is the person, anyone that is working against such person. That is the antagonist, just like your film, when you have actor and boss. No, so the protagonist is the actor in a story. Then the boss, the antagonist is the boss, that is the person that is opposing the protagonist. So in this book, who is the protagonist, if you can remember? Who is the protagonist? Now, that means if you don't read this text, you may not be able to answer some questions. So what is the, who is the protagonist? If you have read the story, you will know that Ajike is the protagonist. Very good. Somebody already said it. Ajike is the protagonist. That is the character that the story is all about. So the next question, number 9.2. What is the geographical setting of the novel? In any literary work, we always have setting. Setting means the time and place reference. That is setting. The time and place reference. Now, if they mention the place where a particular story happened, that is the setting. If they mention a particular time where it is, where it happened, that is also setting. So time and place reference. So in this novel, in this story, we notice that the setting, that is the place they mention most, there are two places. They mention Ondo and Ibadan. Ondo and Ibadan. So those are the two major settings mentioned in the story. Then number 3, what is the name of the author of the book? What is the name of the author of the book? Yes, like Ondo. Yes, Ondo and Ibadan, both places. All right. What is the name of the author? The author is Folashade Adegbembo. Folashade Adegbembo. That is the author. Then the next question. Which character best exemplifies the title of the novel? The title of the novel is Resilient Heart. Now, which of the characters exemplified that? It is also Ajike. Ajike has the resilient heart. Ajike has perseverance. So the character that exemplifies the title is Ajike. Number 5, what genres of literature is the text studied in class? It is a prose. It is a prose. The text is a prose. Now, number 10, question number 10. The genres of literature are prose, drama, and poetry. All right, sorry. Number 10. The genres of literature are prose, drama, and poetry. Prose, drama, and poetry. Those are the 3 genres of literature. Number 11. Dash is the sentence that contains the controlling idea of the whole. That is, a summary of an introduction to the paragraph depending on where it occurs. Let me quickly explain this to you. Everybody, please listen. This is very important. This aspect is very important. I want to teach you about paragraph. So that's question number 11 is about paragraph. You must understand what paragraph means. Paragraph is described as a unit of thought. Now, it is also described as a set of interrelated sentences that expresses only one idea in a write-up. That expresses only one idea. So a unit of thought, that is what a paragraph is. So whenever you have a passage or a write-up, now the ideas in that passage or write-up or essay will be divided into several paragraphs. So each paragraph will contain a unit of thought. It's already on silent, but I don't know why. Each paragraph will contain a unit of thought. Each paragraph will contain a unit of thought. Now, so the answer to that question is topic sentence. So let me teach you about topic sentence. Now, paragraph has what we call a topic sentence. In any paragraph, there will be a particular sentence that will summarize what the paragraph is all about, that will introduce you to what the paragraph is all about. We call it topic sentence. That is the most important sentence in any paragraph. Who is this, please? Hello. I'm in a class, please. You are disturbing the network. All right, sorry, please. Sorry about that. Now, so a topic sentence is the most important sentence in a paragraph. You know, you can have a group of sentences in a paragraph, but one of them will be the most important. That is the one that summarizes what the paragraph is all about. That is topic sentence. So the answer to number 11 is topic sentence. Now, number 12, rewrite the paragraph below with the correct punctuation. Now, another aspect of your exam is punctuation. Now, you are going to be given a small passage to punctuate. Now, what do we want you to do there? Now, you are going to put appropriate punctuation marks in each of them: a comma, a full stop, a question mark, exclamation mark, and so on. So, apart from that, capitalization is another aspect of punctuation. Now, whenever you have any word beginning a sentence, the first letter will be in capital letter. Now, whenever you get to the end of a sentence, there must be a full stop. Then whenever you have name of person, it must start with capital letter. That is what punctuation is all about as far as this exam is concerned. So you are going to have one small passage that you are going to punctuate. Put appropriate punctuation mark like comma in the appropriate place. For example, this question now, look at how they started it. Jane is supposed to start with a capital letter. Apart from being a proper noun, it's also the first word of that sentence. So it will begin with a capital letter. Then, as you read on, Jane was excited for her birthday party. That is a full stop. After party, we have a full stop. And when you want to begin another sentence, it is capital letter. There, that means she will be in capital letter. She invited all her friends but forgot to tell them the time. Full stop again. When they arrive, so when we start with capital letter, when they arrive, so follow the paragraph and make sure you are able to punctuate it appropriately. So that is it. Let's go to question number 13 in order not to waste time with punctuation. So number 13, identify the part of speech of the underlined words in the following sentences. So we are going to underline some aspect of each of the sentences we are going to give you. Then the aspect we are going to underline will be a word, and we ask you to tell us the part of speech that word belongs to. So number 1, she quickly finished her homework before dinner. The underlined word is quickly. quickly is an adverb. It's an adverb. She quickly finished her homework. That is an adverb. Adverb of manner. How did she finish it? She finished it quickly. Then number 2, the dog barked loudly at the stranger. The dog barked loudly at the stranger. Dog is underlined. Dog is a noun. It's a noun, and it's a common noun. Number 3, he bought a beautiful dress for his sister. Bought is underlined. Bought is an action word. It's a verb. Verb. Number 3 is a verb. Number 4, we ran to catch the bus before it left. Before is underlined, and before is also an adverb. Adverb of time. Now, number 5, the teacher gave us a very difficult assignment. The teacher gave us a very difficult assignment. Difficult is an adjective qualifying assignment. What type of assignment? Difficult assignment. That is an adjective. Number 14, question number 14. Hope I'm not too fast, please. Just follow. All right. Number 14, dash, dash, and dash are qualities of a good paragraph. Dash, dash, and dash are qualities of a good paragraph. Okay, so we have several qualities of a paragraph. A paragraph must have what we call coherence. That is, the sentences in a paragraph must have interrelationship. One must relate with this. There should not be discord. There must be coherence. That is one idea leading to the other. So that is coherence. That's one. Then number 2, there must be clarity. Another feature of a paragraph is clarity. A paragraph must be clear. The points you are trying to make in a paragraph must be clear. That is clarity. We have coherence, clarity, then brevity. A paragraph must be very brief as possible. So that is brevity. It must be brief. Then a paragraph must have what we call completeness. That's another feature of a paragraph. Completeness means the idea you are going to express in a paragraph must be complete. You must not leave it halfway. Now, anybody reading it must be able to get the idea you are trying to strike. That is completeness, and so on. So we have coherence, completeness, brevity. We have accuracy too. It must be accurate. Accuracy. Then we have clarity. It must be clear. Then number 15, read the following sentences carefully and explain the meaning of the underlined idioms. All right. Another aspect of the exam is you are going to be asked questions on idioms. See, let me tell you, you cannot know all idioms. You cannot know all of them. You cannot know all of the idioms in this world. But there is something you can use to determine the meaning of an idiom. And that is what we call context clue. You can use context clue to determine the meaning of an idiom. So I'm going to teach you this from these examples now. Now, look at the first one. Everybody pay attention, please. Pay attention. Listen. Whenever you see idioms used in a sentence, don't run away from it that you have never seen the idiom before. You can determine the meaning from the way it is used. Look at number 1. She spilled the beans about the surprise party before we could stop her. She spilled the beans about the surprise party before we could stop her. No, surprise party is always a secret plan that the person you are going to do the surprise for will not know. But somebody spilled the beans. Somebody spilled the beans now. That is what people have been planning. Somebody has revealed it. That is what it means. Somebody has revealed it. So that is to spill the beans. So in this case now, the birthday party surprise has been made known. Has been made known by somebody before the organizers could do something about it. Okay, so that is one. Number 2, look at this one too. I thought the exam would be difficult. I thought the exam would be difficult, but it was a piece of cake. It was a piece of... Now, look at the sentence. The sentence already suggests the meaning of that idiom. Okay, so I want you to check it. Suggest the answer to that one. Even without me telling you, you should be able to understand it. Look at it. I thought the exam would be difficult, but it was a piece of cake. What does it mean now? A piece of cake. Look at the first part of the sentence. I thought it would be difficult, but it turned out to be a piece of cake. That it means anybody, and let me see. Yeah, we have left that. Let's go to the next one. All right, it was easy. That means the exam is simple. The exam is not difficult. That is good. You see, now you can, without knowing the meaning of the idiom before, you can suggest the meaning from the context, that is from the way it is used in the sentence. Very good, very good. Let's go to the third one. Number 3, I was feeling under the weather. So the idiom there is feeling under the weather. I was feeling under the weather, so I decided to stay home and rest. Now, look at it. Feeling under the weather and I decided to stay home and rest. What does it mean? Can you see? Idioms are easy to interpret when they are used. Okay, the answer to that one is that the person is not feeling fine. The person is not feeling well. When you say you are feeling under the weather, it means you are not feeling fine. You are feeling sick. That is the meaning. So, to feel sick is to feel under, to be under the weather. That is to feel sick. To be under the weather is to feel sick. Now, all right, number 4. After the incident, James knew he had to face the music when his boss called him into the office. Look at that. Face the music. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that idiom? Face the music. But look at the sentence, the way it is used. You already know the meaning of face the music. After the incident, James knew he had to face the music when his boss called him into the office. That means he has to face the consequence of that offense. Yeah, face the punishment. Very good. Face the punishment. That is it. That is it. Very good. Number 5. I wanted to buy the new phone, but it caused an arm and a leg. The idiom there is an arm and a leg. When something causes an arm and a leg, when something is requiring human parts for you to be able to buy it, it means it is expensive. So I wanted to buy the new phone, but it cost an arm and a leg. That is to say it is very expensive. It is very expensive. Very good. So that is all for idioms. So you are going to see idioms in your exam, but it will be something, it is not likely to be everything you have seen before. But don't be scared when you see anyone that you have not seen before. Just read it. Read the sentence. You will determine the meaning from the sentence. So let's go on. Now, number 16. The dash nature of language describe it as being subject to continuous change through all ages. Now, the lecture series you have listened to before, now you should have seen this there. This feature of language. Now, the feature of language that means that language can change anytime is what? That is dynamism. It means language is dynamic. It means language is dynamic. So the dynamism nature of language describe it as being subject to continuous change through all ages. So to say language is dynamic means it can change anytime. And so that is the answer to that place. So dynamism. Number 17. Dash is the figure of speech that entails speaking of harsh and unpleasant things in a pleasant manner. So when you see a figure of speech that presents an expression which expresses unpleasant event in a pleasant manner, that figure of speech is called euphemism. Euphemism is EUPHEMISM. That is euphemism. Euphemism. So to present an idea that is not pleasant, that is harsh, in a pleasant manner is euphemism. Now, don't forget to read more about your figures of speech. Let me remind you of some of them. Euphemism, very good. Now, let me remind you of some of them. We have oxymoron, which means using two opposite words side by side in an expression. For example, when we have something like bittersweet experience. Bittersweet is euphemism. When we have something like a beautiful nonsense, that is euphemism. Something cannot be beautiful and it will be nonsense. I would say somebody is a brilliant fool. John is a brilliant fool. Brilliant, to be brilliant means that person is not a fool. But when you say brilliant fool, it is oxymoron. So oxymoron means using two opposite words by side by side. Then personification is when you give attribute of human to something that is not human. When you say the tree is dancing, or the leaves are waving their hands, and so on. So that is personification. Then we have paradox. We have exaggeration. That is hyperbole. So hyperbole is when you exaggerate an idea. For example, when you say somebody ate a mountain of eba, or you say somebody ate the whole house, or somebody can eat the whole house, that is exaggeration. That is hyperbole. So that is all for section A. That is section 1, which contains objective questions. So let's go to section B now. Section B. Section B. You are going to answer questions from section B. Every other section, section B and section C, you are going to answer one question each from them. So section B is on language. Now, we have discussed a lot of things about language, meaning of language, features or characteristics of language, language skills, and uses of English language in Nigeria. You are going to answer questions within those 4 aspects of language. So in this question now, define language. Define language. That is, what is language? Language is a system of sounds and symbols used for communication in human community. System of sounds and symbols used for communication in human community. That is language. Then question number 1B. Explain 4 characteristics of human language. See, this is very simple. Features of language, characteristics of language. Can you remember most of them? Can you remember most of those features of language, characteristics of language? Number 1, language is innate, which means everybody is born with ability to speak at least one language. That is, language is innate. Then language is arbitrary. We give names to objects without making reference or having consideration for the look of the object. So names are given arbitrarily. Very good, arbitrary. Language is also symbolic. We use symbol to represent the sound we make in language. Language is symbolic. Language is systematic. Language has 2 broad systems: system of sound and system of meaning. That is, language is conventional. Very good. You have been mentioning them. That's very good. That's very good. Language is conventional. Language is culturally transmitted. Very good. Okay, so let's go to the next question. That's very good. Okay, let's go to section C. Oh, no. Okay, C on section B. Question 2A. What is a paragraph? What is a paragraph? I've explained it the other time. A paragraph is a set of interrelated sentences logically arranged to form an idea, just an idea. So some people will say it's a unit of thought or unit of idea. That is what paragraph is. A unit of thought or a unit of idea, or a group of interrelated sentences logically arranged to form an idea or a thought. That is paragraph. You can listen to this lecture again, or you can jot some things down as I'm saying them. So for number 2B, list and explain 4 qualities of a good paragraph. I've explained it the other time. Quality of a good paragraph. A paragraph must be clear. That is clarity. It must be clear. Your explanation in the paragraph must be clear. Number 2, coherence. Your sentences must have coherence. That is, they must have interrelationship. That is, there should not be discord. Then another feature is that there must be brevity. It must be brief. Your paragraph must be brief. don't forget you have other things to see, you have other ideas to express, and you should not waste time, your own time and the time of your reader, in just one paragraph. So you must be brief. Then your thoughts, your idea must be complete. So that is completeness. Now, I will mention those qualities again: brevity, coherence, clarity, completeness, and accuracy. Information must be accurate. Information you are giving in your paragraph must be accurate. Okay, so those are qualities of a good paragraph. So let's go to section C now. Section C, you are going to answer one question from this section too, but we are going to go through the 2 questions there. Now, that is literature aspect. Now, any question we give you, we expect you to make reference to Resilient Heart. That is the literature text we have read in class. Resilient Heart. Make sure you make reference to it. Make reference to that literature text whenever you are answering any question from this section. So section C, number 1, with reference to the literature text studied in class, that is Resilient Heart, write short notes on any 4 of the following. Write short notes on any 4 of the following. So this will give me opportunity to explain each of the following to you in literature. Plots. Plots in any literary work, especially a story, means the sequential arrangement of the story line, the sequential arrangement of the story line from A to Z in that story. So that is the plot, how the story is arranged, how it is formed. That is, some people will have it arranged chronologically, that is following time pattern, or some people will arrange it sequentially, that is one event leading to the other. So, but in a story, the arrangement of the storyline itself is called the plot. The plot. The protagonist. Protagonist is that character that takes the leading role in a story. That character that takes the leading role in a story it is the character that the audience will always support. It is the character that is trying to do what the audience would like in the society. It is the character that will project the mind of the author. Now, that is the protagonist, always trying to do what is right. But the antagonist is the person that is working against him in that story. That is the antagonist. So those are the 2 characters. And you know, a story will have conflict. So the conflict will be between the protagonist and the antagonist. Then the 3rd one, theme. Now, theme in any work of art, in any story, in any poem, means the central idea. Those important messages that the author wants to project, the important messages, the central ideas. So in a story, we can have several themes, like theme of joy, theme of sorrow, theme of love, theme of happiness, theme of war, theme of corruption, theme of oppression, theme of perseverance, and so on. In any story, you should be able to point out the important message that the author is trying to project. Those are what we call themes. So in this case now, you can make reference to, for example, for protagonist, you can make reference to Ajike in the Resilient Heart. For theme now, you can make reference to several themes in that story. So in that story, if you remember, we have theme of perseverance. We also have theme of love. And if you read the book, you should be able to tell me some of the themes that you can highlight from the story. So make sure you make reference to the literature text anyway. So you can have the dominant theme in this story is theme of perseverance, that is resilience. Then number 4, setting. I have said it before. Setting means the place and time reference projected in a story. Place and time reference. In this story, we have Ondo as the setting and part of it reflects Ibadan too as the place where the story happened. So Ondo and Ibadan. So those are the two settings we're able to bring out. Then character. Character are list of people that play one role or the other in any story. So a character means somebody that plays a role in a story. Somebody that plays a role. Ajike is a character, and some other characters you can mention in that story. So anybody that plays a role in a story is a character. Then point of view. Point of view in any literary work means the perspective of the narrator. From which perspective is the narrator explaining the story or telling you or narrating the story to you. Now we have 3 point of views in any literary work. We also call it narrative technique. Point of view and narrative technique means the same thing. So we have first person point of view. First person point of view. We have third person point of view, and we have omniscient point of view. Let me quickly say something about each of them. First person point of view, that is when the person that is telling us the story is part of the story. And in that place, you see first person pronoun dominating the story, like I, we, us, me, and so on. It is because the person that is telling the story is also part of the story. We call it first person point of view. Then we also have third person point of view. In that point of view, the narrator is telling story about other people. Story about other people. Now, that is where you see pronouns like he, she, they, them, and so on. So because the story is being told from the perspective of other people. So the narrator is telling us what happened to others, not including himself. But the omniscient point of view, that is when the narrator is telling us story and is making himself to be like a god or semi-god. That is, he knows everything. To be omniscient means to know everything. So a narrator that knows everything will tell you what happens even in a well that is covered when somebody is not there. The omniscient narrator will tell you what happens in a room that is locked and only one person is there. And the narrator will be telling you what is happening with the person in the room. So when nobody is there with the person. So that is omniscient point of view. So let's go to the last question for this option. That is number 2. Discuss how the thematic preoccupation explored in the selected literary text mirrors the realities of contemporary society. Try to interpret this question. What it means is that how is the story in resilient art, how does it reflect the society? So when you mention one theme of perseverance now, for example, how does it reflect what is happening in this society? Look at Ajike. Now, anybody that is persistent, that is resilient, we always have ease or a gain at the end of the day. So it is relevant to the society. It is relevant. So you discuss the relevance of each of the themes you mentioned in the story. Discuss the relevance to the society. There is no way you mention a theme that it will not have relevance to what is happening in the society. Anything that happened in that story is what can happen anytime in the contemporary society. That is what it means. So it relates the story to the real world. That in the real world, in the society, what happened in this story, does it, can it also happen in the society? That is what we want you to do there. Just tell us your own point of view using the story. All right, I see all your emojis. I see all the stickers. I can see them. Thank you very much. Thanks for the flowers. Thanks for the love emojis. All right, thank you too. Now, I think Kisam, can we rush through the second question? Let's rush it. Now, let's quickly have the first question. Now, don't ask question now. When we are getting to the end of this second option, now you can now ask your question. If you have question, you can ask. So let's quickly go through the second option. Okay, question number 1. All right, you can listen now. Please listen. I've seen your stickers. Please, let's listen now. Let's listen now. Question number 1. Dash is the central message of a literary work. Oh, you already know that answer. We just discussed it now. Theme is the central message of a literary work. That is theme. Theme is the central message of a literary work. Number 2, dash simply means the natural endowment of an individual to speak or learn a minimum of one language. What is that? That is innateness. That is innateness of language. Innateness of language means that it's a natural endowment of any individual to speak or learn a minimum of one language. That means language is innate. The answer to number 2 is innateness. Now, number 3, the sequence of events in literary work is technically called plot. I have discussed it in the first option. The sequence of events in a literary work is technically called plot. Plot. Number 4, a dictionary that gives information on synonyms and antonyms of words is called I want you to say that answer. A dictionary that gives us synonyms of several words. The answer is thesaurus. Thesaurus gives synonyms of different words. So there is a dictionary like that the only use is to give you the synonym of a word. We call it thesaurus. Such dictionary is called thesaurus. Thesaurus is spelled as Thesaurus. Then number 5, dash relates to an individual's ability to jot while listening to a lecture or reading from a book. You already know that is note taking. That's note taking. Number 6, dash is a book of reference that contains maps of different countries of the world. That is atlas. You remember that? Those of you that did geography also. So dash is a book of reference that contains maps of different countries of the world. That is atlas. You can see atlas in a library. Number 7, reading to appreciate the beauty and value of a writer's work is called, that one is called critical reading. See, it is almost the same thing as intensive reading, but when you want to use it to appraise the work of a literary artist, it will become a critical reading, because you are reading to criticize, you are reading to analyze, you are reading to form impression about the work. So that is critical reading. Then number 8, a recreational type of reading is technically called, that is reading you do for recreation, for entertainment and so on. A recreational type of reading is technically called extensive reading. Extensive reading. All right. Number 9, a type of reading which aims at getting specific information is known as, oh, these questions are simple if you had gone through the lecture series before. Okay, so a recreational type of reading is technically called extensive reading. A type of reading which aims at getting specific information is known as scanning. Scanning is used to find a particular information. So number 10, identify the figure of speech in the following sentences. This is figure of speech. Number 1, the gun booms. The gun booms. Look at booms. That is onomatopoeia. When you use sound effect to suggest the meaning. When the sound effect suggests the meaning. So it is called onomatopoeia. The gun booms. That is even the boom itself. The boom itself is actually suggesting what happens with the gun. So number 2, Kehinde is Kehinde is as black as charcoal. Kehinde is as black as charcoal. That is simile. Any comparison that uses as or like is simile. So do you understand that? All right. Kehinde can eat a whole house. He can eat a whole house. That is hyperbole. That is hyperbole. Now, the name of the figure of speech is hyperbole, but it means exaggeration. So exaggeration is not a figure of speech. That is the explanation of that figure of speech. The name of the figure of speech is hyperbole. Don't say hyperbole or exaggeration. When you say exaggeration, you are telling what the meaning of hyperbole. So the answer to that, number 3, is hyperbole. Now, the Polytechnic Ibadan, number 11 now, the Polytechnic Ibadan and University of Ibadan libraries are good examples of dash library, academic library. That is academic library. Some people will call it institutional library, but it is popularly called academic library. Now, number 12, a figure of speech that directly addresses inanimate as animate or invisible as visible is called, now don't confuse that one for personification. We call it apostrophe, when you are addressing something that is not present as if it is present, or you are addressing something that is dead as if it's still alive. That is apostrophe. You are addressing something that is not animate as if it is animate. That is apostrophe. Okay, number 13, the library dash library has its branches in all states of the federation. Dash library has its branches in all states of the federation. It's a national library. A national library. We have its branches all over the country, in every state. Now, number 14, magazines published on a timely basis, that is monthly, weekly, or and so on. They are called periodicals. Periodicals. Any book that is being published monthly or weekly or annually is periodicals. Now, number 16, list any 4 uses of the dictionary. Any 4 uses of the dictionary. We have discussed that in the first option. Dictionary is used to check meaning. Dictionary is used to check pronunciation. Dictionary is used to check correct spelling of words. Dictionary is also used to check word etymology, that is word origin. Word origin. Then number 17, dash is the science of the structure of a language, rules and principles which make it generally acceptable by the community of users. Now, we are still referring to a set of rules that govern the way expressions are formed. That is grammar. So the answer to that 17 is also grammar. Grammar is the science of the structure of a language, rules and principles which make it generally acceptable by the community of users. That is grammar. Number 18, dancing is my hobby. The underlined word is a dash noun. A dash noun. Now, whenever you have any noun in this form, that is verb in the ing form, dancing, that is gerund. So it is gerundic noun. So the answer is gerundic noun. Dancing is my hobby. So dancing is underlined. Dancing is not a verb there. It's a noun. And we call it gerund. Gerund, they are verbs that are used as noun. So they are no more noun, but there are no more verbs, but noun. So number 19, another name for an auxiliary verb is helping verb. Helping verb. So auxiliary verb means helping verb. List any, number 20. Number 20, dash is a skeleton or frame of an essay. That is a skeleton or frame of an essay. That is an outline. The outline of an essay is the skeleton of the essay. Until you now add flesh to it, you develop it into a full-fledged essay. So that is outline of an essay. Then number 21, dash is a sentence on which the major idea of a paragraph is anchored. The most important sentence in a paragraph, that is a topic sentence. The answer to 21 is a topic sentence. Topic sentence is a sentence on which the major idea of a paragraph is anchored. Number 22, Dash paragraph bridges the gap between a previous paragraph and the next one. Now, we have three types of paragraphs. Listen, we have three types of paragraph. We have introductory paragraph, which is used to introduce the topic you are writing on, introductory paragraph. Then we have developmental paragraph. Developmental paragraph is also called we have developmental paragraph. Then we have concluding paragraph. So those are the three types of paragraph. Introductory paragraph, number 2, developmental paragraph, number 3, concluding paragraph. So developmental paragraph is also called transitional paragraph. Transitional paragraph, that is the paragraph that bridges the gap between the previous paragraph and the next one. So that is transitional paragraph or developmental paragraph. Transitional paragraph or developmental paragraph. So there are only three types: introductory paragraph, developmental paragraph or transitional paragraph, and the concluding paragraph. So if you are jotting something down, please make sure you jot that one too. Then number 23, identify the underlined part of speech in the following sentences. Okay. Now there is an error here. The part of speech are not underlined, but for number 1, that is Yemi is my classmate. My is underlined. My is underlined, and my is a pronoun. It's a pronoun. So the underlined part of speech is my, and it's a pronoun. Then number 2, the man in the black car is handsome. Handsome is underlined. Handsome is an adjective. It's an adjective. She is my cousin. She is my cousin. Is underlined. Is a verb. It's a verb. Then number 4, Mrs. Tosin saw the scorpion, but Mr. Ben killed it. But is underlined, and but is a conjunction. It's a conjunction. But is a conjunction. Number 5, Akin kicked the ball hard. Akin kicked the ball hard. Hard is underlined. Hard is an adverb. How did he kick the ball? He kicked the ball hard. That is adverb of manner. Okay, number 24, the language skill required for recognizing and interpreting written symbols is called dash. What is that answer? The language skill that required the language skill required for recognizing and interpreting written symbols is known as reading. That is reading. The next question, question number 25. Question 25. Interpret the following idiomatic expressions. Interpret the following idiomatic expressions. So you can see now that we have idioms in this option too. Now, don't be scared whenever you have idioms that you have not seen before. So in each of the following now, let's see. Toby is shedding crocodile tears. To shed crocodile tears, that means to fake your tears. When you are faking your tears, when you are shedding tears and it is not a real one, that is crocodile tears. Toby is shedding crocodile tears. Number 2, Kunle went through hell. Kunle went through hell. You know, hell is a very bad place. So when somebody is passing through very difficult situation or tough time, we say that person is passing through hell. So it means Kunle is going through difficult situation. Number 3, Salisu has skeleton in his cupboard. Salisu has skeleton in his cupboard. To have skeleton in your cupboard is to have something secret that you are hiding from people. That is when you have skeleton in your cupboard, that is you are hiding the secret from people. Then number 4, Bayonle always hits the nail on the head. When somebody always tells the truth, that means that person always nails that person always hits the nail on the head. So to say the truth is to hit the nail on the head. Now number 5, she got the lion's share of the loot. She got the lion's share of the loot. When you have to divide things among people and one of them is getting the lion's share, it means the person is getting the largest amount of that thing. So to get lion's share means to get the biggest part of the share. So that is the meaning of that idiom. So let's go to number 26. Number 26, dash is the main antagonist in the studied literary text. Who is the antagonist? The first option we have discussed the protagonist as Ajike, but who is now the antagonist? I'm waiting for your answers. Who is the antagonist in The Resilient Heart? It is not opposite of Ajike. Who is that person? You cannot say opposite of Ajike. The protagonist, the person, Ajike is the protagonist, but who is the antagonist? The husband. What is the name of the husband? Okay, the next question. Yes, it's correct. Bayonle. Okay, the next question. 27. One of the major themes in the studied novel is one of the major themes, that is theme of resilience, or you say theme of perseverance. Resilience or perseverance. But the other themes you can refer to in that novel, we have theme of parental love. There is theme of parental love. Then we have theme of domestic violence. There is theme of domestic violence. So somebody is still mentioning Bayonle. Akanji is the antagonist. Akanji is the antagonist. Okay, number 28. Mention one important location that the major event occurred in the novel studied. That is Ondo. Mention one important location. That is the setting, the major setting. We have other minor setting like Ibadan, but the major setting is Ondo. So that is all for the objective part. The section B, language and language skills. Question number 1. You are going to punctuate that passage there. So you are going to be given a passage, then you are going to punctuate. I don't want us to waste time on that. Then section C, literature. Now look at the question here. Folashade Adegbembo's The Resilient Heart reflects happenings in the society. Discuss 4 themes with close reference to any of the. This session we used 2 different texts. That is The Resilient Heart and The Lecturer by Gani Komolafe. But this time around it is only Resilient Heart. So the question here is now saying that you should discuss you should discuss 4 themes with close reference to The Resilient Heart. I have mentioned several themes. Theme of parental love, theme of resilience, theme of perseverance, theme of domestic violence. We have several themes. If you have read it, you can talk of several themes. That is the central messages those messages that are very important the author is calling your attention to. So we have domestic violence, resilience, perseverance, parental love, and so on. So question number 2. Folashade Adegbembo's The Resilient Heart and The Lecturer by Gani Komolafe encapsulate various themes to show the picture of the world in which we are living. Identify and discuss any 5 of the themes with close reference to the same thing you are going to do. Just mention one theme, then tell us how that theme has something to do with the contemporary society. Now you see that most of the questions have similarities, and you can use the past questions to study for the exam. I am very sure it will work. Now, I have discussed the answers to every question. If you have your own question, you can now ask in 2 minutes. I want to entertain questions in 2 minutes. Hello, you don't have to screen record. You can always get back here. This video will be reposted immediately this night if you want to go through. And for those of you that are having your exam on Tuesday, the video will still be on for you to go through it again even tomorrow. And for those of you that will still have to go back to it, it will still be in the channel. Just go back there. And the best way to go about it is for you to subscribe. Now you will always see it whenever we post new videos on academic work here. You will see it immediately. What is paragraph? Paragraph is described as a group of interrelated sentences logically arranged to form a complete thought, to form just one idea. So that is why we call it a unit of idea. If you describe paragraph in a very simple way, like paragraph is a unit of thought, you are correct. Paragraph is a unit of thought. You can also say paragraph is a unit of idea, because in a paragraph you only express one idea. You don't express 2 ideas in a paragraph. Then any other question, what is library? Library is a place where books and other relevant materials are kept. That is a library. Instructional material, books, and instructional items, they are kept. It is not only books that they keep in a library. They can keep disc. They can keep atlas and some other records, periodicals. They can keep newspapers in a library. Types of library. We have private library, national library, we have academic library or institutional library, and so on. Another question, please, sir, the last question, please, about the novel, sir. The last question is asking you to discuss different themes in the book, and I've discussed the themes with you. Mention the theme, then tell us how it happened in that story. For example, theme of perseverance, you make reference to Ajike that because of his perseverance, because of his resilience, of our resilience, that is why she succeeded. Academic library is a library located in an institution like the Polytechnic Ibadan library, Kennedy library in the University of Ibadan. Okay, all the questions I'm seeing here, I've explained them already. Right. Okay. For characteristics of language, language is innate, language is arbitrary, language is systematic, language is conventional, language is culturally transmitted. We have, you can mention about 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 features or characteristics of language. Okay, I want to say good night to everyone. I wish you good success in your exams, and I pray that you excel you come out in flying color. I wish you well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I love you all. Good night.